So what would you say your schedule as a teacher looks like throughout the day?
So at my school, I teach 5 classes, and 3 of those classes is geometry. The other 2 are 8th grade math. So my first period is geometry, and then I take a break. So the schedule in terms of what I'm doing is really it revolves around my first period, reflect on first period, which is geometry, go to 8th grade math, and then reflect on 8th grade math, and then take it again and teach that class again, and then finish it off with geometry. So as far as my day-to-day schedule looks like and what I'm doing, I mean, it really kind of goes around teaching, grading, reflecting, looking at data, and then applying what I need to do, changing what I need to do, or whatever changes that I need to do, do that the next day, and then wash, rinse, repeat. But a lot of my schedule really revolves around interacting with the students. So I'm constantly diagnosing where the students are and deciding whether they're ready for the next level, or they need intervention, or whether they need to, when I need to slow down, speed up, all those different things. So my schedule is actually pretty fluid. It's not, and that's what I love about this career, is that every day there's something brand new, and every year I have brand new students. So my schedule is actually is dependent upon the students that I have, what kind of classes I teach, and how many classes I teach. And so that's actually an interesting question to ask, because if it was any other career, it's pretty fluid. I mean, pretty easy. That's like they're doing this, this, and this, they go home. But some days I might not be teaching. Some days I might be testing. Some days I might be reviewing. So the schedule is always kind of, it's flexible and it's variable. There you go, math word right there.
So how do you challenge your students?
It depends on the student. A lot of the challenging doesn't usually happen day one. Yeah, I have to first figure out what kind of personality I'm dealing with as far as students are concerned, what kind of class I'm dealing with, because the dynamics of the class, the dynamics of the students and how they interact with each other and with me are going to really factor in how I'm going to be challenging them. Because if I have a big group of high achieving students, then I may challenge them differently from another class that might be struggling in the same exact skill and unit. But for the most part, the challenging part is really you showing what you know. So it's not even a typical let me challenge you by giving you harder questions. It's more of a let me challenge you by asking you to explain how you know this.
Do you think teaching math is a career to consider?
You have to have a lot of patience. I mean, wealth of patience. You have to be it's not for everybody. It really isn't. And you've heard a lot of adults say that teaching is not for me. And it's not a surprise that if you don't survive the first 5 years, chances are you're not going to be a teacher for very long. And that statistic has been kind of a telling thing, because it's not easy to be a teacher, but it is extremely rewarding. And we're not going to talk about how much we get paid, because that's not the issue here. Because it really depends on what your drive is. What is your motivation? What do you want to do in your life? And all those different things. And it took me 10 years to figure out that that's what I want to do. So you're not going to hear 5, 6-year-olds, I want to be a teacher one day. You don't hear that often enough, right? But it's been known to happen. So to kind of answer that question, in my opinion, I think it takes a special personality and special skill to be a teacher. And it is a very difficult job, but it is probably one of the most rewarding things that you can do. So to answer that, yeah, I definitely think that it is definitely a career that you should try, at least try, because if you find joy in knowing that one day this person doesn't know how to do something, and then the next day they are very good at it, then that definitely teaching is good for you. And if you like to interact with personalities that may not necessarily be your own, and be able to find some way to learn from them and they learn from you, then yeah, definitely be a teacher. But if you want to earn a lot of money, teaching is probably not for you. It is not a monetary driven career for sure.